If you have kids, you probably have had to deal with your fair share of scrapes and cuts and bumps and bruises. But what about those strange accidents like swallowed pennies and peanuts that find their way up your kid's nose? This month, the folks at American Baby Magazine asked some top doctors what to do when these bizarre incidents happen. Jessica Hartshorn, Senior Lifestyle Editor at American Baby, joins us this morning to talk more about that. Jessica, good morning to you.
Good morning. It sounds like a funny thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is going to be a very interesting conversation. But
well,
you know
if you've had a baby, this happens.
These
it really
things
happens.
do happen,
Yeah.
which is the whole point this morning. So something goes up the nose. First off, how do you even know something's up there?
Well, sometimes you'll see your baby patting it, or a telltale sign is if there's dripping coming out at one side and not the other, or you see a little bulge. Like, that's all a sign that probably something happened. And so, sometimes as a parent, you kind of know too. Like, there was two Barbie shoes, and now there's one. Where did it go?
Where did that Barbie shoe go?
And why do you have a bulge in your nose? Anyway, the bottom line is you can usually take it out yourself with flat-tipped tweezers.
I was about to say, these are little nostrils, so
Yeah.
your fingers aren't going to quite work
No,
here.
you'll probably jam it in further. So
Right.
try to get it out with tweezers. If you can't do it, then you call the doctor or go to the ER. It's usually not a life-threatening thing, but you need to eventually, you need to teach your kids you don't put things up there.
Their nose, right. And you don't want this to happen, but it's
Right.
easier said than done. How do you stop it from happening?
The whole name of the game is keeping little objects out of your baby's reach. Anything that can fit through a toilet paper, like the tube in the middle of your toilet paper. That's like about the size of their windpipe. And if it can fit in there, it can fit in their mouth, in their nostrils, in their ear, like wherever they're going to put it. So you try to keep the little stuff away, try to keep aware of what they're doing, and just know what to do if any of this happens.
And during the curiosity phase, everything is fair game, but there are some things that you don't want to end up in your child's mouth. You say
Right.
that if some things are swallowed, it's okay.
Yeah, because really they aren't going to investigate everything, and everything goes in a baby's mouth, and you try to keep those little things away. But you know what? If they swallow, for instance, a penny, honestly, if you call your doctor, and you can call your doctor, they're going to say just wait for it to come out, because
Right.
it will eventually make its way through. There are only a few things that are really bad. If they swallow a battery, like those little button watch batteries or camera batteries, can erode. So that's a trip to the ER.
So there are obviously things that are more dangerous.
Yeah,
to consider.
2 magnets actually. If they swallow 2 magnets, they can attach in the intestines and make a blockage. That's bad. That's a trip to the ER. Anything that's choking them obviously is infant. You need to know infant CPR, which you can learn through the Red Cross. We have some tips at AmericanBaby.com too for like a refresher course, or you call 911. So sometimes swallowing stuff is pretty serious, but really the vast majority of the time they swallow something small, and you just look for it in the diaper.
And babies are always looking around. It's
Yeah.
it's that curiosity phase. It's I wonder what this does. I wonder what this does. I wonder what that is. How do you really stop this from happening?
Baby proofing, and just, like I said, keeping an eye on them, because especially, during the holiday season, they're going to be grabbing bows and sampling, anything
Right.
they can get. And we heard a couple weird stories too, that if for instance, if you go on a beach vacation, if your child eats too much sand, because they will taste the sand, that can like clump up in their stomach too. And you can tell you can tell if a baby has a sick tummy, because they keep, they'll lean over a lot, and that too, then you're going to call the doctor. That's not an emergency situation, but some things can actually clump up in their belly.
And those little fingers get caught in places that they're not supposed to from time to time.
Yeah, that's the third emergency we're going to talk about. I didn't realize this till we did the article, but kids will jam their fingers in the CD drive of their parents' computers or into a DVR.
Wow.
They put their fingers all kinds of crazy places. And so you can use Vaseline to try and get it out, or if it's stuck through like a rail, you can you actually wrap floss through the end that's sticking out to try and constrict the fingers and get it back through. Or if they wedge it in, for instance, a soda can, then you might be bringing them to the ER and they'll cut it off for you. Yeah. Not the finger.
Not the finger, but right.
The soda can.
Yeah.
And just know you're in good company. That as vigilant as we can be, babies are so curious. They find their way into anything.
Baby proofing is probably the best thing that you can do.
Yeah.
All right, Jessica Hartshorn from American Baby. Always good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a Merry Christmas.
You too.